Okay, so platform update. So when we think about the platform and those that have attended recent lab developer workshops, if we go back to October, we actually talked about the new lab client. I'm going to talk about that again. But the other thing I wanted to highlight here, again, one of the things that we've been doing quite a lot in the background is a lot of what we call infrastructure and scaffolding coding, because we've got a lot of things that we want to bring. So a lot of the changes that are actually happening in the platform are not things that you can see at this moment in time. So this is going to be a relatively short section, just for that reason, because we've got some big platform updates that we're going to be releasing over the next few months, and it's just actually doing all the background work that's going to enable those features. So I just wanted to sort of highlight that in case anyone was expecting, you know, lots of content here, because we've really only got one significant update that you can see. So those that attended last month's lab developer workshop, we talked about the new lab client, how to enable the new lab client, how to customize it. And I did talk about some features that were coming as far as the new lab client was concerned. So I just wanted to sort of make you aware that these have actually all been released now, so you can take advantage of these. If there's anybody on here that didn't attend last month's lab developer workshop and you're going, new client, can I use the new client? What does the new client look like? All that sort of stuff. Then reach out to your account executive and actually ask them to get a copy of the recording for last month's lab developer workshop, if what I'm talking about seems completely new to you. So one of the things we talked about was obviously colouring the new client, so you could bring your own colour schemes, your logos, all that sort of stuff. The two things that we really had missing was, first of all, the ability to bring your own fonts. Okay, so quite often when you think about an organisation's website, they use specific fonts and so on that they choose as part of their company identity and branding. Now, we could have always used your own fonts. That was always an option, but we've just made it much easier for you to do that now. So effectively, you can specify two font values. You can specify the URL for the font for effectively the body text, so everything that's not a heading. And then you can effectively specify the font that you'd like to use for the heading font, if that's what you want to do. So this does actually have to point to the URL where we can read the font file from. It can be any font format that's supported by browsers and things. So the sort of WOF2 format is sort of the current standard, but if you've got an earlier, like a TrueType, that's perfectly okay as well. Okay, so that's the first thing that's changed. The second thing that we've actually changed or added is the ability to change the icon at the top left-hand corner of the lab client window. So if you think about when you launch a lab, or if you launch any browser page, you get the little icon at the top that's attached to that web page. So actually all customers that launch labs on our platform, they get the Skillable icon at the top left-hand corner. So again, part of this sort of being able to brand it and make it look more like it's your organization's, you can now put your own icon at the top of the browser bar. Okay, so again, it's got your identity, just that little bit more, just adding a bit more. One thing that's interesting about this second option, okay, this actually works with both the original lab client and the new lab client. So if I just go into my studio environment here, and I've actually got the theme editor here, you can actually see that icon URL value is actually still available if you've got the V1 client. So it doesn't matter whether you've got V1 or V2, you can put that icon at the top of the browser window. So that icon that in this case is sitting on this tab, but because we run the whole lab client in its own window, the icon at the top left-hand corner of the window, you can put your own icon in there. So you can just specify the icon you want and put the URL in. So again, one of the things that's great about that is you could actually just point it to the icon that you've got that's on your public website. So that means if your company ever goes for a rebrand and you update the website and you change the logo, providing the URL doesn't change, providing they keep the same name for the URL for the icon, actually all your labs will update dynamically as well when the company updates the icon on their website. I appreciate, obviously, most scenarios, chances are the company will actually change the name of the file. You know, like rather like when ours maybe used to be LOD logo, it's gone to Skillable logo. But, you know, if they don't change it, then it would update dynamically. So they're really it in terms of those features that you can see visually that have actually changed on the platform. I'll say there have been a couple of other changes that changed the way we work with Cloud Labs and things, especially when you're using credentials, but they're all sort of behind the scenes type features. So a lot of work's going on. And for those that are seasoned attendees, I'll be sort of completely honest. One of the things we said we'd talk about last month was the script library, and we didn't talk about it because of some changes we're making around the script library, and that's still ongoing. So that's a big piece of work. So look out for that really soon. Okay, that's one of the big releases we're going to have as part of early 2024.